Today I'm taking a look at a customer's DS Lite. It was in storage for a long time, but they actually restored it, got it working, so it works totally fine. However, the touchscreen doesn't work, and they actually replaced the touchscreen with a new one, but that still didn't work. So they think it's a motherboard-related problem, and they wanted me to take a look at it, see if I could fix it for them. So that is exactly what I'll be doing today. Here's the console. It's the cobalt blue color. I love this console. So we can see this digitizer that they have installed. No response, no input whatsoever. Power switch is a little wonky. They mentioned that. And they also mentioned that the DS cartridge reader doesn't work. It works with my one game anyway. Look, it booted right up. So first and foremost, I'm gonna swap this digitizer with one of mine. I have one right here. It's a brand new one. Let's pull the GBA slot cover and start disassembling this guy. You can start with the battery cover and the battery. I also see that the hinge is floppy. That's due to the hinge cover piece, not the hinge itself. Alright, let's get this piece opened up here. Pop, pop. Sometimes, when you put a brand new digitizer in, the digitizer cables are a little thicker than Nintendo's cables. You can see that actually has some thickness to it. Some of these are thicker than Nintendo's cables and can end up kind of ruining the digitizer clamp. That is not the case in this scenario. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna plug it in this way. This way I can test to see if this digitizer is working or not, which will tell us if it is our customer's brand new digitizer or their motherboard. All right, so that is in place. So now what I can do, gonna pop our Wi-Fi chip on, gonna fold our board like this, pop a battery in place, and turn it on. I wanna do this so you guys can see. So we see the bottom screen. I'm going to tap my digitizer. It does not work. My digitizer is not working. So that tells me that it is the motherboard that needs replaced. That's not even a bad thing because the power switch is starting to go bad. Once power switches start to go bad, sometimes you can clean them and they'll work again. But he said he sprayed plenty of contact cleaner, and it's still not working properly. So that means it's on its way out. Definitely better to just swap the whole board, get a fresh one in, then have the power switch fail on you, because once the power switch starts to fail, it randomly turns on and off your DS Lite, which if you're playing Pokemon or Mario and you don't save, you can lose save progress. That's no cool. So here I have a fully working DS Lite. I will get these contacts cleaned up, and I'm also going to swap their hinge cover piece, so we can see why this guy's bad. You see all that huge divot right there? That huge divot right there? That's causing the hinge piece to flop around. We don't want that. See this hinge? It should not move whatsoever. Look how much it moves. So this hinge cover piece is bad. It needs replaced. See how tightly this one holds onto the hinge? This one is in brand new shape. It'll work like new. And it looks pretty much identical to theirs. So let's pop it on and see how good it looks. So it is tight. That's a nice hinge cover, man. All right, so now we can get these screws back in place. Now we gotta prep our new motherboard. Do that. Gonna sand these golden contacts. Alrighty, so this board is all good to go. So I'm gonna grab their old screen and attach it, because I'm presuming their digitizer is working. Gonna plug that in. Alrighty, so now gonna bend the mic cable up this way. Get our top screen connected. Ba-bam bam. Alright, now let's plug our microphone cable in. I'm going to straighten out our Wi-Fi antenna so that we can get it on through under the cartridge port. Just like that. Now we have our Wi-Fi chip here. There we go. Now I'm going to get our two motherboard screws in place and test. Alright, so let's put this battery up to the contacts and see if this touchscreen works. Hinge works so much better. And look at that. So it was not the digitizer that's defective, it was indeed the motherboard. And our power switch Works like absolute new too because, well, the motherboard is good. Now we can get our shoulder buttons in place. Little bugger doesn't want to stay put. Alright. Make sure the volume switch is down. Make sure this volume switch is all the way down. And then we can put our plate on top of the DS. Got our 3 Phillips screws screwed in. And let's get our 4 Y screws screwed in. So now what I'm going to do for these rubber pads, since they don't have much of their stickiness left, I'm going to cut some new adhesive for them. Cut them to size. Get that in place. Now we can peel the other adhesive and then stick our other rubber pad on. Now we can stick it in place. Just like that. Let's get our battery back in and let's screw the battery door back down very lightly. And now our DS is fixed. We'll need to get this touchscreen calibrated. Get it calibrated. Works perfect. The hinge works so much nicer. Power switch works like new again. And most importantly, it works like new. And we didn't even need to use the Digitizer because it was the motherboard that was faulty. Thanks a ton for watching. Subscribe for more and I'll see you next time.